We're doing a big fat cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. All right.
We are Aaron and Aretha Kringle.
And we are inviting you to come mingle with the Kringles.
Hi, diddly ho, neighborinos. We are here just outside of Jamestown, California. We got a pretty interesting project that we're here to check out. I'll let you go ahead and tell us who you are and what you have going on.
Yeah, hi there, my name is Michael, and you can see behind us is a retired legacy San Francisco Bart Train car. It's one of the lead cars, they call it the A2 car, and it's the future site of what we're calling the Sierra Train House.
All right, and this is going to be the future spot of a part of the train house?
Yeah, so we're actually going to build a small house right next to the train. So this is all the form work going in, and you can see some of the plumbing and the electrical lines have gone in. So in just another probably week or two, we're going to be pouring the concrete for the foundation. It's going to be a slab, and then it's going to end up being about a 2-bedroom house. The corner that we're looking at closest to us is where the entry area and the kitchen is going to be. And then farther to the left, that's where the bedrooms are going to be, and there's a bathroom over there too.
Okay. So it looks like you have, hi guys, it's Aretha. It looks like you guys have all of the plumbing basically done and ready to rock and roll. That's awesome. You've got some extra hosing on the ground. You've got plumbing. Now what's going on here? What's going to attach here? Water tank?
These are the electrical lines and the waste water lines. So this is just going to run to the main electrical panel and the septic system.
Gotcha. All right. Very good. Okay.
It's going to be just a single level.
Single level.
Like,
yeah, nice and simple.
Cabin style, modern. What are we going to?
Kind of a Scandinavian longhouse style.
Okay. Very good.
But one of the things about the Bart train is, you know, that at the time they were designed in the 60s and when they started running in the early 70s, it really was this retro future modern style.
Okay.
And perhaps, you know, channeling the 70s a little bit. You'll see right in the center of the house, there's kind of a bend in the structure. And it looks like it kind of sinks down, and that's actually going to just be a small sunken living room, basically.
It looks like it sinks down, meaning the dirt level compared to the height of the. It's going to be a sunken,
like a step down.
That's right.
Wow.
So it's like a sunken. Okay. You know, it's not a big living room. We're calling it a conversation pit.
Okay, that's smart.
Yeah.
Conversation pit. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're excited to see this big bad girl here.
Yeah.
Now, before we head in, Michael, do you mind please explaining to me how difficult it was to get her here?
Yeah. So we've been working on this for quite some time.
Okay.
And it was probably maybe around 2018, 2019 when I heard that they were replacing the whole Bart train fleet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I kind of just said, well, what are they going to do with the old ones? Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is in fact train number 1234.
Oh my gosh.
It is Bart train number 1234.
You're kidding me. How did you manage to?
But it's all different colors, so I didn't know if I highlighted color. But
Tell us how you managed that. Was that just by coincidence?
Yeah. So Bart put out a whole proposal process.
Okay. I gotta turn this way.
I like to joke that I filled out some forms online.
Oh.
And they did this proposal process in late 2020 during the pandemic.
Gotcha.
And basically, they wanted to put out proposals. They wanted proposals for people that are going to reuse the trains in some way.
Okay.
And what part of what happened was Bart just really doesn't have enough budget or space to actually keep any of these for themselves.
Okay. Look at this, you guys. It is a literal, and you guys have seen the Bart in so many of our vlogs. We take the BART all the time. It's basically a connection from the Bay Area to it's a connection to the Bay Area from us northern folks, or we're technically not Northern California, but I call us Northern California. Okay, so let's talk to Michael and let's find out the story of the man that made this happen.
Yeah. So long story short, I filled out some forms online when BART put out their proposal process. And
Okay.
I think it was really a way for them to see the trains live on in some way, since they weren't able to actually keep any even for themselves.
Okay.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, it was a 2-phase process. It took more than a year.
Wow.
Had to kind of give them details on what you had in mind, what you're going to do with it.
You had to be persistent, and it had to be something you were super passionate about, because it's not anything that would have happened or fallen into your lap had you given up.
Where did you actually pick this train up from? Like which location?
Yeah, so we picked up the train from the Bart Train yard in Hayward.
Okay.
And it was a big thing where we had to get a oversized truck with one of those wide load
Yes.
signs. And
I feel like I saved a screenshot of that because I knew we were in
so I have some
communication.
video clips I can
Okay.
send you.
Oh, perfect.
And then once it got here, we actually needed also a big crane to lift it up and put it in
I
place.
saw that with all the straps. That was cool. Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
old. I'm
so-
falling over.
Even getting up Belmooney must have been a challenge.
Yeah, actually, funny story.
Getting it in
we
here.
paved the driveway so it would support the weight. But right at the end of the driveway, there's a little bit of a grade, and the wheels on that big truck started spinning.
Wow.
So luckily, our earth guy, he had
gosh.
a loader on site, and so they chained it up, and the loader just kind of just enough to pull it
Yeah.
out the last
Wow.
bit of the way. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
But the cool part was that with this proposal process, if you get approved, the train was actually free.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So everything else costs money.
Like the moving of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And I get what you're saying, because the same thing happens with us. We'll have trips hosted
Yeah.
to film, but getting there is not hosted.
Yeah. No, exactly.
So, but anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. So yeah. So and then So here we are. And earlier you asked, why this place and things like that. And we live in the East Bay.
Okay.
But
East Bay Nights. Do you know Rancid?
no.
Oh my gosh.
Bay Area punk band of
You have to
their
like.
legends.
My bad. My bad.
Yeah.
You're good.
When you get home,
I'll look at it.
look it up. Okay, so you are from the East Bay, but you chose this location.
Yeah, so just, when our kids were younger, especially, we just came up here a lot, and it was always a lovely area. And, just practically building in the Bay Area is like super pricey, right?
I can't imagine.
And it was also where we thought it'd be fun to have it be somewhere more rural, right? Somewhere beautiful like it is up here.
And it's got train tracks right behind it.
Yeah, and we looked. We'll
Wait. Oh wow.
yeah, so we are right next to the train track.
Oh wait.
where
So see how bright that is. I've got to do
Sierra
something here.
Northern.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so you're looking out the door of the BART train now, and you
Okay.
do see the train tracks there. So
Well, that's amazing.
One of the reasons why we wanted to be in Jamestown was it is such a railroad town, right?
Yes,
you
it sure is.
You got Railtown 1897.
Have we filmed that? I think we have. I should link it. Have we filmed Railtown? Okay. Well, I thought we had, but
Yeah. So this is actually the same track that the Railtown steam train does their excursions.
nice.
So we can actually
Those
wave
are
to
fun.
them
Those
as
are
they
so
come by.
cute.
fun.
Yeah.
That's really fun.
Oh, can you imagine just literally a BART train full of women getting together and drinking wine and having fun, and they're all moms with kids that are not living at home anymore. We're all empty nesters, and you get to see a fun little train go by. You're waving, saying hi to the kids. Merry Christmas! I can totally imagine it.
Yeah.
Super cute. Okay, so one thing that interested me.
Future tracks too.
Yeah.
Back to the Future tracks, yes. One thing that interested me was the choices that you made on the the posters. That really interested me.
Yeah, so not a whole lot of choice went into that actually. This is what came with the train.
So they didn't say, okay, so we have some Wicked ones, we have this, we have that. What do you want to come with it? You had to take what they had.
This is as is.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was decommissioned fairly recently then.
Yeah, because Wicked is
not that old.
Yeah.
So I gotta show you guys these because you guys know how much of a theme park freaking nerd I am. I just went to the Universal Orlando Wicked, what is it called? That I went to. Anyways, it was everything Wicked. So that's pretty fascinating. Let's take a look over here. And this little table, I guess you added.
Yes.
Okay. Emergency evacuation information. You've still got the bike straps. That's fun. Yeah. And then, ladies and gentlemen, Wicked. So that's amazing. And so yes, agreed, Aaron.
Although that is the musical in.
Oh, that could be old. Okay, Broadway.
Yes.
Not the movie. And Ash saw Wicked. Our kiddo saw Wicked in New York in, I don't know what year. So this could be what? Do you know how old it is instead of us just guessing?
I don't, but I think it came back to San Francisco in 21, 22, something like that.
Okay, all right.
I could be totally wrong.
Okay.
No, but so some of these ads we're going to keep and some of them we're going to swap out.
Okay. And that's your prerogative, but I'll bet you anything. If you guys don't keep it for novelty, you guys should
keep Neil Diamond.
Yeah, you better keep Neil Diamond. But I'm saying throw it on eBay. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't just be like, oh, whatever, donate it to a thrift store. Get you some dollar.
So you were saying that you're keeping about a third of that end.
Yes. Oh, yes. That's a good part of the story, babe.
Removing some of these seats and for a sleeping area.
Yeah. So the big picture plan is that between the train and the house, we actually want to turn it into like a vacation rental.
Okay.
I think it'd just be super fun.
As an entirety, like the house and the train are all one rental
together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's where the kitchen would be, obviously.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. It seemed hard to put a kitchen into the train, although you could do it, right?
You could do it.
People have motorhomes and
tiny homes
and bus conversions and things like that. But altogether, it should accommodate about 8 people pretty comfortably, maybe a little bit more. So we kind of liked, having 2 separate structures.
Yeah.
So main kitchen and dining is going to be in the actual house part of the build. And then there'll be some bedrooms there too.
Okay. And will this be like, what section of this will be cement, let's say, or grass or whatever between the house and the train? What do you guys plan there?
Yeah, so in between the 2 structures, we actually want it to be kind of a fun area.
Okay.
So, definitely want to get a hot tub in there.
Nice.
Definitely want to get a fire pit in there.
Yes.
Maybe
chairs to sit around.
Yeah.
S'mores. That's great.
Yeah, and this is definitely not one of those DIY house, build things. I'm not that talented. But I do like to tinker and DIY some things. So I would love to build a little bocce ball court.
That's amazing.
Right.
One of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a fun, easy game. Something simple. I think when you come out here, you want to have access to technology, but you don't want to be on your phone or tablet the whole time.
I agree with you.
You want this to be kind of like a home base where you can go to the reservoirs nearby.
Yeah.
Go up to Pinecrest.
Go to Dodge Ridge during the winter.
Right.
You don't want to stay in the snow, but you want to play in the snow.
Yeah.
Yosemite. It's not that far from Yosemite.
Like 45, 50 minutes to the gate. So.
Yep.
Yeah. So we just really love this area. And who knows? Maybe later on we can retire up here too.
Heck yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Yep. That sounds great. So so you're married?
Yes.
Okay. Tell us your spouse's name. Or no, does he or she not want to be disclosed? That's fine, I understand.
I don't know. So
we don't need to go.
No, it's fine.
I wanted to give some props for letting you have the day to do this.
It's fine. And that's a whole other story, right? My wife's been super understanding. But like a lot of husbands, I have kooky ideas. I don't know if you have kooky ideas.
No.
I think it's me that has kooky ideas.
No, I think it's...
Okay, well, yes, I guess you're right. He had a kooky idea when I was out of country that did not end up going very well. So this kooky idea is going on.
Video, guys.
I feel like it was, and it will be.
But I have some boletes in the freezer, so we'll call it a day. Okay.
Yeah, and I have 2 boys.
Okay, how old are they?
They are in high school and middle school now.
Nice.
Oh,
So
wow.
not so little anymore. But, we came up to Railtown a bunch of times.
Oh, yeah.
So
Well, welcome, you guys.
Yeah,
I'm
Ours
excited.
Actually, just moved out. 2 weeks
Literally,
ago.
we became empty nesters 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, because where we are, it is a fact of life that it's a little bit of a tourist economy.
Yep,
And,
absolutely.
And, it's a love-hate relationship sometimes. And that's how it is for all towns where that's part of the economy.
Yep.
And one of the things that I wanted to share too was that, short-term rentals are not great for small towns in a lot of respects. Yes, they bring in tourists and visitors and things like that, but they also take away from the local housing stock.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that we try to be really mindful about.
Okay.
So what I mean by that is this land actually used to have a manufactured home on it, but that house had been condemned for literally I think 10 years or more. And it was definitely not in livable condition. I mean, it's semi-wrecked and mold everywhere. So
But you can't live in mold.
No.
Even if it wasn't semi-wrecked, you just can't live in mold. It can kill you.
Yeah. So I think when we talk about housing, and this is a topic I'm just interested about.
Yeah.
But when we talk about housing, it's usually a new construction house is not what's causing the housing shortage.
Right.
Right. It's
Are people
existing
literally
homes being bought up just for purposes of this.
Are
right?
people complaining about having new builds? I'm not. I did not.
I don't think so, but I think in general, there's oh god, another short-term rental.
Well, yeah,
right?
it depends on the intent of the build.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can relate to you because we are opening a bed and breakfast, and when we originally talked about it, we had a couple of people who were like, "Oh my gosh, people are going to be driving fast," and I was like, "Listen." So here's how it actually goes.
Yeah.
The people that live here are causing more damage to the area than my little one person week coming up to stay at our bed and breakfast. You need to calm down. It's the same thing with roundabouts. Everybody's bitching about the roundabout. I'm sorry, but I love the roundabout. I love the roundabout.
I work at the casino.
Okay.
So it's just people, there will always be negativity.
Sure.
Always. People will not want to progress. They will not want change. They will think that they're right and everybody else is wrong, and they'll never compromise. And that's just the way that part of the world is going to be forever.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do about it.
To be fair, some of that's legit, right? Because you do have towns where people buy up properties just to rent it out.
Well, I guess in that situation, like buying, yes. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Where?
So when you do that on an existing home, right?
Yeah.
That does make it.
no, thank
it
you
is
for
a bigger
clarifying.
impact.
Yes,
Where a local family can't rent it.
yeah.
So here it was where we're building something from scratch, and obviously we're trying to get a lot of local folks involved who are the builders and the trades and the experts and things like that. So shout out to my builder, Lingerie Construction, and they've lived up here forever.
Oh, Jesse is like my little brother.
Oh, okay. There you go.
My dad and Jesse's dad have played music together in the same band since we were little bitty.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's funny. I
Yeah.
didn't know you guys knew. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Small town.
Yeah, but he's freaking killing it in life, and I'm so proud of him.
Yeah.
Good at what he does too. So
He's good at what he does. He has the heart of probably a saint.
Yeah. No, and we've obviously, or I was gonna say, we've definitely had to figure some things.
Oh yeah,
along the way.
as life would have it. Yeah, as life would have it. But here's the thing:
Yeah.
if you want it done with heart, you guys will figure it out.
Sure. Yeah. You want to take a look at the driver's cab?
Yeah.
You do. I do. Yeah, that's definitely one thing. Not every day you get to go in one of those.
So inside the
I'm going to
driver's
follow
cab-
you. Because,
Yeah. So come on in.
Okay, wait, what's this? Strong, beautiful, and healthy. Oh, breast cancer awareness. Let's focus on this for just a second, ladies. Always, 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 okay? And then over here, concern... Oops, sorry, baby. No, you go ahead. That way I can follow you guys talking. concern or complaint about Bart Police. Well, you're not going to have to worry about that anymore. No Bart Police. Okay, so
one of the other applicants that got trains is the Western Railway Museum in Suisun City. And
Suisun, where is that? That's down by...
It's near outside of Fairfield.
Yes, where the Jelly Belly factory. Yes.
Took our kids there too.
Yep.
So they're basically restoring 3 different, kind of like one of each train.
Okay.
And there's a group of volunteers there that I've gotten to be friends with.
Aww.
So they've been showing me the ropes. So we definitely hope to be able to get things powered up.
Yeah.
Be able to... I kind of want to rig the buttons.
Okay,
so
let me focus in on the buttons here.
Yeah, so like if you push it, maybe it'll say something like "Doors are closing. Please stand clear of the doors."
Can I tell you what instantly just came to my mind? Mm-hmm. No, you're not going to want to do it, but this is in my dreams.
Yeah.
What you would do is it would be all like Star Wars. I get it. Kids need to hear actual train sounds, not just Star Wars. But as we would love that. Wouldn't that be so fun if we could just rent this place and just be like, Chewbacca's screaming in this one, and I mean, just all this fun stuff. It would be amazing. Sorry, go ahead. I'm over my little fantasy.
Yeah, so it's it'll be fun to get it to light up, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. Kids will love it.
Yeah.
What an interesting contraption to operate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Very good. And what does this? Control console.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know, but there's parts of the system were supposed to be fairly automated.
Oh.
And for its time, it was actually a very advanced, type of train car.
Right.
And you could tell from the design, right, with the sloped nose, it was that very space age modern aesthetic, right? And I think too, if you look back, if you think about how the entire BART system got built across several counties, I think they started planning for this probably in the 40s and 50s, and it was kind of a very optimistic time in our country, right? Post-war,
absolutely.
Highways.
You mean kind of like what we're coming up on here soon? As soon as we get moving forward from what we've been dealing with for the past 4 months, kind of like that. You don't have to respond. That's why.
So that's
fascinating. Right
anyway,
there.
so one of the things that we would really like to do actually is to incorporate some of that space age modern into the house, the way it's designed and things like that. So you'll have to come back for the tour when it's done.
Okay. Have you guys been to? So again, back to kind of the theme park thing. Have you ever been to a theme park? I don't know. Like I went on the Galactic Star Cruiser.
Mm-hmm.
Though I have coverage I could send you for ideas.
Okay.
People. I'm very serious.
No. I have been on like the Star Tours.
Okay, and then
I haven't been to the new actual Star Wars land at Disneyland, even though I know it's been open forever.
Oh, you're killing me.
The last time we went to Disneyland was actually right before that opened.
Oh, really?
It was like under construction.
Oh,
cool.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
So they had a Star Wars themed hotel.
Yeah.
And it was a 3-day immersion experience.
I read it.
I went as Snoke.
Okay.
And so
Amazing.
I did. They didn't let me wear my mask. I was so upset. No, I'm just kidding. I wasn't upset. I knew I wasn't going to be able to wear it. Sure. But it was super fun. Yeah. Really fun. Okay.
It's closed, unfortunately.
And now it's closed. Well, it's because of the way it was marketed.
Yeah.
With 5 people, it's doable. If you're going with 2 people, it was insane. Yeah. Like 2, 3, 4, 5. We slept in a 5-person room, and they marketed it for 2 people.
Yeah.
So it scared people away from booking. Yeah. If they had marketed it for groups of 5, and then people could, if they were interested in getting it for less people, they could inquire. That's how I would have approached it. Anyways, okay, you guys. Well, this is amazing, and also we brought a keg of beer. So,
so real quick, I'll send you this clip, but I was going to show you where the. Hang on a sec. So, hang on.
Okay.
Let me get the audio going.
Okay. And
So we were talking about Railtown earlier and how we look out onto the railroad track.
Yeah, let me pull it over here a little, just because the sun's coming into where.
So there's Sierra engine, I think it's Sierra number 3, right? Pulling the weekend excursion cars.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so this was just from yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
That's fun.
You're sitting in a BART train, you guys, listening to the Jamestown train come through. What was it, what do they say?
Real-town, 1897.
1897.
Yeah. Are you putting any a porch or anything back here?
I think we're going to leave it mainly to the part in between the house and the train. But one fun thing is we did find an RV company that will make windows this big and have them be operable.
Okay, that's
right.
So are you going to lock these to ensure that some idiot doesn't drink too much and...
Yeah, we're gonna close the doors on this side.
Okay, perfect.
And what it does too, honestly, is that it gives us a set of spare doors.
Okay.
Right?
For
because
this side.
You can't just go to Home Depot for this.
No.
And at some point, the doors that we're gonna get up and running, so they go right? At some point, they're gonna break, right? It's just fact of life. So this
good
is
idea.
kind of a spare set.
So you're going to transition what is currently a door into a window that can open.
The doors, we will probably... We're still figuring it out,
Okay.
but
Right.
I know this front 1/3, I wanted one area to be like a little coffee bar.
Yeah, that would be
Make your
cute.
coffee in the mornings.
Absolutely.
One of the really fun things that I want to do is... So I like how these seats face each other,
Okay.
right? But if you take out the middle one, the two on the ends still face each other. Mm-hmm. And I actually found on Craigslist a little Pong arcade machine, one of those table height ones.
Nice.
And I measured it all out. It fits like exactly in the
my
middle.
gosh.
And you can sit on either end and play Pong.
Oh,
That's
perfect.
amazing.
Yeah.
So we, just so you know what
Yeah.
we go to the extents of, getting groups of like 12 people together for reasons that involve, I don't know what, personal friendships.
Sure.
And bring those people to have fun. So
Just saying.
look at this little guy.
But yeah, this is a perfect lounge area.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you got a good thing going.
Yeah, I think you have an excellent thing going on.
Yeah.
So do you have a estimated date?
We're thinking we'll probably be done sometime early next year.
Okay.
So, construction projects always run long.
Oh, yeah.
Like Jesse's on it.
And then, so are you saying people can actually start booking? You're thinking people can start booking as of spring of 2026?
I think so.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. And my other question is, what is your plan for the first round of bookings? Are you wanting to just book people you know? Can we book that very first day?
we got a bit of a list going.
Okay.
You guys are definitely on the priority list.
Thank you.
But I would like to be the first day.
Of course. You better be. I think your wife might kill you if you're not.
But I think as with a lot of things, and it's a whole house, so there's just and it's a weird house, right? So it's gonna be a lot of kinks to work through.
Yeah.
So probably first few stays, I definitely have a few train enthusiast friends.
Yeah.
Who will want to get in there. But it's been really cool because we have we're on social media, right? So on Instagram and on Facebook, it's Sierra Train House. And I've had a bunch of people message that are like, "Oh, my dad, worked at Bart for 30 years and he's retired now, and I'd love to take him."
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's kind of cool.
Oh, that touches the heart right there.
Yeah, no, and it's a lot of people have worked at Bart, and it's a whole community there too. So it's kind of neat.
It's really neat. And then even people like me, I'm 48 years old. I have a 21-year-old. I was a single mom for 11 years of both my son, my biological son, and my 2 adopted sons. So our fun, what I was able to do financially was take them on the BART to the Bay Area and go out to eat. That got them out of their small little town. It introduced them to life outside of or Lodi, California is where they grew up. But you know what I mean? So it's special to a lot of people. Like
unless it was a concert. You took the BART all the time.
All the time, you know. It's how I taught my children to appreciate public transportation, because I feel like public transportation has a stigma in Northern California.
It does.
And it bothers me because I specifically leave this, and I could say mother effing, but I won't, because it would jeopardize the monetization. Mother load place is because I need there to be change. Like,
well, you know, I think
and I'm from here.
No, I think when you live in the city, you want to go camping sometimes. And if you live in the mountains, you want to go to the city sometimes.
Well,
right? And
I straight moved out of country. I was like, I'm done with you guys. I'm out. Peace out.
But you bring up a good point too. You know, I think public transportation's hard. Right, and
it doesn't have to be, though.
Well, it doesn't. I agree, and it's.
Do you mean hard for the customer or hard for the?
I mean that it's hard all around, right? It's a hard thing to operate.
Okay.
Obviously, if everybody had a fancy car, everybody might prefer driving.
Right.
But public transit is there for everybody, like regardless of who you are.
Yeah, and I prefer it.
Yeah, and it's convenient, and sometimes it's inconvenient, right? And
I get road rage when I drive.
Sure.
I do. I'm like, I should not be driving.
You, now that we're on camera, take a deep breath and let me know how it smells here.
Oh, it smells inside. What do you mean? I don't know.
It smells fine.
It smells fine.
Yes, it does.
What do you mean? Like
well, you know, there's kind of the obligatory smells like urine joke.
Oh, the BART. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
You got a good one.
So.
No, this is great. I see what you're saying. There was only one time I ever felt a little threatened on a BART.
Sure.
I'm just being completely honest.
Sure, yeah.
I had my then 7-year-old daughter, and we were sitting together on a front-facing seat. It wasn't sitting like this. It was literally facing, right here. And this person started kind of making these really somewhat aggressive.
Sure. Yeah.
And for me to think something's aggressive, I think is a lot, because usually I just people are just blowing off steam or whatever. But I could tell there was like a psychological issue.
Yeah.
And so I put my keys in between my fingers and held my hand down and just showed. I did it with my right hand because I'm right-handed, and he or she, I can't even remember now, backed away. Yeah. I was just like, I'm not, you got my baby sitting here. No, you better watch out.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's the only time ever. And I have been on the BART
just like
so many times.
The buses, down in the bay, 8 or 9 out of time, or 8 out of 9, 10 times it's going to be good,
and then there's just
late, or there's somebody weird, but that's just nature.
But like when I'm in LA, I love taking the bus. Yeah. Or or when we're in the Bay Area, we love taking, the old school little trolleys around. And
when we go to Orlando,
we take a $2 public bus to our hotel instead of people are paying $100 for an Uber. I'm like, save that for your drinks. I'm good. Damn, I'm wasting money.
The one T-shirt.
Yeah. Well, now I do have to say I was just at Universal Orlando's preview, so we would be happy to do a preview, Michael. I'm just kidding. I went to the preview for Epic Universe.
Okay.
Have you heard about?
No.
See, I constantly bring up these theme park things, and so Rancid and Epic Universe.
I know. 2 things I gotta Google.
Yes. And I think, I've never met your wife, but if just wife to wife, I would imagine she would enjoy Celestial Park inside of Epic Universe.
So it's Universal Studios' new ginormous theme park out in Orlando.
330 acres, I think. Wow. So it's significantly bigger than any other theme park they have in the U.S. And the majority of the reason they did that is because they have a huge center that is literally a park for what I consider to be adults who enjoy theme parks but need space from all the madness. Right. I love it, but we go into one of the parks for an hour and we're like, okay, we need, we're older. We're not, 15 running around or 20. So this park, Celestial Park, it's beautiful. There's just, it's like you're inside of, I'm trying to think, in San Francisco. Oh my gosh, babe, it's not a nursery, but do you remember? It's a big...
the big glass structure in Golden Gate Park?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a arboretum type of thing.
And they've got carnivorous plants. They've got... it's beautiful. Yeah. I can't remember the name of it right now, but anyways... it's like that. So moving forward, I got off on a tangent, which is not abnormal for me. Go ahead, Michael, take over. You're in charge now. No, I'm just kidding.
That's it.
And that's it. So you guys, I guess in finalizing this up, I just want to tell you guys that this is in the works. We are going to book a night here as soon as we are able to, and we will come show it to you guys finished. We're very excited about it. We love the Bart Train. We love public transportation. We're very grateful to Michael for letting us come film and for creating this amazing project and being transparent with us, taking us around, showing us all the nooks and crannies.
He was filming us the whole time too.
Do they film on the Bart? Do they? I don't think I've ever noticed.
They have these now, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
They didn't always. They got these put in at some point.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. And you are sending me coverage of the moving of the train so that I can add a little clip in there.
Yeah.
Just a little 2-second, just so people can see, even if it's a picture. I think I have a picture, but I'm not sure. I wanted to talk to you about it anyways, if you minded me including that picture. Okay, and then back here, what do you have? One quick question. You have tools, and look at that, you guys. Content, this is what this sign says. Content creator, hobbyist, or pro. Are you keeping that one? No. You could, are you?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Well, so what we would really like to do is actually, so I like to do graphics and design and things like that.
Are these tents?
So, yeah, I'm actually having an event here this weekend.
Oh, nice.
So I'm just...
A train enthusiast event?
No, it's, so we... I was telling you this morning.
Scholarship?
Yeah.
Shall we say bye-bye? And then the rest of it we can just chat. We're going to go have a beer and talk a little bit more, you guys. We will update you as soon as this train is done. It's going to be freaking amazing. We'll even put together a trip. We'll come to the Bay Area and meet however many people. You said maximum of 10?
Yeah.
And meet people up here as well. If you want to do a little kind of group trip, we'll bring you guys. We'll show you. We'll take you on a BART trip from the Bay Area and bring you up to stay here. It'll be super fun. We'll have wine. We'll have charcuterie boards. Right? It'll be great.
Steak.
Yes. Aaron's going to barbecue steak. Okay. All right. So say bye, guys.